Who pays for the work in God's house, and who is set aside to do it? Notice this, Numbers chapter 18 answers a practical crisis. After Korah's rebellion, God orders priestly work, the Levites' duty, and the economic support that keeps worship possible. This chapter ties service to provision and protects the sacred from being freelance or free-for-all. Stay with me and I'll give you one immediate practice to honor those who serve so God's house keeps being a place of life. In this episode of Biblical Unlocks, this show is designed to help build your habit of reading the Bible, understanding the Bible, and applying it in your daily life. If you enjoy episodes like this, please consider following and rating the show. It's free, it helps me out a lot, and you can always change your mind later. Now let's get a little bit of context into the chapter. So Numbers chapter 18 follows the settling of priestly authority that occurred in Numbers chapter 17, and now God is going to prescribe the roles, rights, and support of Aaron and his sons, the priests and the Levites who serve the tent. The chapter defines who offers atonement, which is priests, who serves and carries, that's the Levites, what portions of sacrifices are the priests to eat, how the firstborn are redeemed, and how the people must support the holy work, which are the gifts, the first fruits, and the tithes. So this chapter structures sacred service so that worship is both ordered and sustained. Okay, let's read verses 1 to 7, which is going to focus on the priest's role, Aaron and his sons, who minister, and who mediates the presence. So, my question to you is, who mediates God to you, and how do you show respect for that role? Okay, verses 1 to 7, let's read. The Lord said to Aaron, "You and your sons and your ancestral houses with you shall bear responsibility for offenses connected with the sanctuary, while you and your sons alone shall bear responsibility for offenses connected with the priesthood. So bring with you also your brothers of the tribe of Levi, your ancestral tribe, in order that they may be joined to you and serve you, while you and your sons are in the front of the tent of the covenant. They shall perform duties for you and for the whole tent, but they must not approach either the utensils of the sanctuary or the altar, or else both they and you will die. They are attached to you in order to perform the duties of the tent of meeting. For all the service of the tent, no outsider shall approach you. You yourselves shall perform the duties of the sanctuary and the duties of the altar, so that wrath may never come upon the Israelites. It is I who now take your brother Levites from among the Israelites. They are now yours as a gift, dedicated to the Lord to perform the service of the tent of meeting. But you and your sons with you shall diligently perform your priestly duties in all that concerns the altar and the area behind the curtain. I give your priesthood as a gift. Any outsider who approaches shall be put to death." Okay, biblical unlock number 1. The priesthood is a place of mediation and consecrated risk. God tells Aaron that he and his sons shall carry the iniquity of the sanctuary, make atonement for the people, and the priest is not a status position but a costly office, to stand between God and people, to handle holy things, to bear consequences if the boundary is broken, and the priesthood models sacrificial mediation and not self-exaltation. Okay, let's read verses 8 to 20 now. This is going to be the Levite substitution for the firstborn, duties and their limits. And my question to you is, how does substitution shape service? What do people give up so that others can serve? Verse 8, the Lord spoke to Aaron, saying, I have given you charge of the offerings made to me, all the holy gifts of the Israelites. I have given them to you and your sons as a priestly portion, due to you in perpetuity. This shall be yours from the most holy things, reserved from the fire. Every offering of theirs that they render to me as a most holy thing, whether grain offering, purification offering, or guilt offering, shall belong to you and your sons. As a most holy thing you shall eat it. Every male may eat it. It shall be holy to you. This also is yours. I have given to you, together with your sons and daughters as a perpetual due, whatever is set aside from the gifts of all the elevation offerings of the Israelites. Everyone who is clean in your house may eat them. All the best of the oil and all the best of the wine and of the grain, the choice produce that they give to the Lord, I have given to you. The first fruits of all that is in their hand that they bring to the Lord shall be yours. Everyone who is clean in your house may eat of it. Every devoted thing in Israel shall be yours. The first issue of the womb of all creatures, human and animal, that is offered to the Lord shall be yours. But the firstborn of human beings you shall redeem. The firstborn of unclean animals you shall redeem. Their redemption price reckoned from 1 month of age you shall fix at 5 shekels of silver, according to the shekel of the sanctuary, that is 20 gerahs. But the firstborn of a cow, or the firstborn of a sheep, or the firstborn of a goat you shall not redeem. They are holy. You shall dash their blood on the altar and turn their fat into smoke as an offering by fire for a pleasing odor to the Lord. But their flesh shall be yours, just as the breast that is elevated and as the right thigh are yours. All the holy offerings that the Israelites present to the Lord I have given to you, together with your sons and daughters as a perpetual due. It is a covenant of salt forever before the Lord, for you and your descendants as well. Then the Lord said to Aaron, you shall have no allotment in their land, nor shall you have any share among them. I am your share and your possession among the Israelites. Alright, biblical unlock number 2 now. The Levites are redeemed servants. That is to say, a community redeems its firstborn by setting apart a tribe to serve. And this sort of redemption turns possession into stewardship, because the Levites are given to Aaron in place of the firstborn of Israel. And they perform the heavy holy labor so that the people's firstborn need not serve at all. The Levites are both substitution and gift. The people support them so that the sacred work is not borne by force, but communal provision. Okay, verses 21 to 24 now. This is going to be the portions and support, that is the priest's share of offering. Who feeds the feeders, and how will your community provide for its ministers? Okay, verse 21 now. To the Levites I have given every tithe in Israel for a possession in return for the service that they perform, the service in the tent of meeting. From now on, the Israelites shall no longer approach the tent of meeting, or else they will incur guilt and die. But the Levites shall perform the service of the tent of meeting. They shall bear responsibility for their own offense. It shall be a perpetual statute throughout your generations. But among the Israelites they shall have no allotment, because I have given to the Levites as their proportion the tithe of the Israelites, which they set apart as an offering to the Lord. Therefore I have said of them that they shall have no allotment among the Israelites. Alright, biblical unlock number 3. Worship requires an economy. Those who minister must be sustained by the community, so ministry is not a volunteer hustle. God assigns to the priests to have or to heave offerings, the contributions, and the best part of certain sacrifices. And theologically, this is meant to show that sacred labor is dignified by material provision. The people who feed the nation must themselves be fed, and this prevents a ministry from becoming exploitive or dependent on applause. Okay, let's read the final part of the chapter, verses 25 to 32. The Lord spoke to Moses, saying, You shall say to the Levites, when you receive from the Israelites the tithe that I have given you from them for your portion, you shall set apart an offering to the Lord, a tithe of the tithe. It shall be reckoned to you as a gift, the same as the grain of the threshing floor and the fullness of the winepress. Thus you shall also set apart an offering to the Lord from all the tithes that you receive from the Israelites, and from them you shall give the Lord's offering to the priest Aaron. Out of all the gifts to you, you shall set apart every offering due to the Lord. The best of all of them is the part to be consecrated. Say also to them, when you have set apart the best of it, then the rest shall be reckoned to the Levites as produce of the threshing floor, and as produce of the winepress. You may eat it in any place, you and your households, for it is your payment for your service in the tent of meeting. You shall incur no guilt by reason of it, when you have offered the best of it, but you shall not profane the holy gifts of the Israelites on pain of death. Okay, final biblical unlock here. God's ownership of the firstborn and the land prevents idolizing property. Tithes and redemption institutionalize dependence on God. Because the firstborn are the Lord's and a redemption price is specified, the Levites are supported by tithes, and the priests get a portion of those tithes to actually sustain themselves, to feed themselves. And the point here is that the economy of holiness actually prevents the privatization of sacred things. The firstborn and tithes remind Israel that God, not wealth or family, is the ultimate owner of all things. Okay, let's see how this chapter fulfills Jesus Christ. Okay, so Numbers 18 has ordered ministry, substitution, and sacred provision that all point forward to Jesus Christ as the true priest and the true firstborn. He mediates perfectly, is both the offered and the offering, and secures the people by his once-for-all atonement. In the New Testament, the church's care for ministers is echoed by Paul's teaching that those who preach and teach should be supported. And as we read in 1 Corinthians chapter 9, verse 13 to 14, "Don't you know serve in the temple get their food from the temple, and that those who serve at the altar share in what is offered on the altar? In the same way, the Lord has commanded that those who preach the gospel should receive their living from the gospel." We also read in Hebrews chapter 7, verse 25, "Consequently, he is able to save the uttermost, those who draw near to God through him, since he always lives to make intercession for them." The perfect, once-for-all sacrifice and high priest is Jesus Christ, which has been talked about all the way through Leviticus and now throughout Numbers. Okay, let's go through some practical applications that we can apply from this chapter. I reckon a 5-minute giving check. You can do this right now. Look at your regular giving. Do you contribute to the sustaining of those who minister to you? Do you contribute to pastors, worship leaders, youth workers? If not, commit to one concrete step this month: a small donation, a meal for a volunteer, or offering to help with admin, because Numbers 18 models that relationship and worship with God is sustained by a people willing to provide. And the second thing is honor a server. Identify one person who regularly serves in your church or a small group, paid or volunteer, and send them a short note of thanks. Offer practical help, childcare, coffee, a task. Publicly acknowledge their role in your next meeting. The Levites served, and the community must notice and support those who sustain the worship. Alright, well that's it for this episode of Biblical Unlocks. Next time we'll open up Numbers chapter 19, the water of purification, and the bittersweet truth about death, holiness, and communal cleansing. If Numbers chapter 18 taught us who serves and how they're supported, Numbers chapter 19 will show us how purity is maintained so the people can keep drawing near. You don't want to miss it. Anyways, thanks for listening. Numbers chapter 18 teaches a practical gospel. God orders ministry, asks communities to sustain it, and protects the sacred by clear roles and provision. Do the 5-minute giving check, a small action towards honoring those who keeps God's house burning, and take one closer step to make worship sustainable and holy in your life and the life of your community. Tell one friend what you'll do and let them hold you to it. Until next time, support the servers, honor the priesthood, and let God's house be cared for by loving hands. Also, don't forget to rate the show and follow. It's free, it helps me out a lot, and you can always change your mind later. Otherwise, just have a blessed day. And remember, if you're not in your word, you're in your feelings. Godspeed.